just to catch people up on what we've been doing with this stream, and I'll give a little introduction as well, just to show you the things that we've been doing. We are playing this game, Boku no Natsu Yasumi, and essentially, because this is a one-player game, the way that we're doing these quote-unquote lessons, they're more like sessions. The sessions are built around the game where we discuss it using Japanese, essentially. So it's not us playing and talking, which is typically what we do with things like Among Us, where we practice the language by speaking during the game. This class is more about discussing what we did in the game. So it's a kind of chiller comparison of our experiences while playing. So that's the general vibe here. It started out, if you look at, I'm just showing the document here on the stream, but it started out with me doing some grammar work as well. So it was kind of 3 parts. Part 1 still exists, where people would write down the words that they found during their gameplay session, like new words. And then there was a grammar point. So we looked at some specific grammar points. I asked them some questions about the grammar points. And then part 2 was questions about the game based on my playthrough. So this actually, because our experiences are different, this part 2 section becomes a little bit kind of invalid or useless as we went along. I basically found out. So the first day, everyone's going to be the same. So I was taking screenshots and saying, hey, what does all this mean? And, just asking questions about the game. Then part 3, this is what we're basically doing now, which is kakuji no play ni tsuite kataro, it says here, which is basically talk about your own playthrough. Tell us about your experiences playing the game. This has been like the most interesting part of the sessions, in my opinion. So we had these, like, for example, Chubonga here brought in this during the first session, this word, this new dogumo, which is something I didn't know actually. The idea of this huge summer cloud, and then we talked about where it's in other media and stuff. We talked about haiku and how new dogumo is a word in haiku, and it's just kind of organic in the way that the lesson progresses. We bring things up, we discuss cultural ideas. Sometimes Hoff comes, who has, obviously as a Japanese native, he has more insight than I, who's an expat that's only lived here for a while. So yeah, that's basically what we've been doing. So you can see here day 2, words that we found, grammar points, questions from me regarding the game, and then finally our discussion. So what we're doing now, we're on day 7, I believe, here. Well, you can see, for example, day 6 here, how it's changed. Day 6, we've got a few words, questions from me, and then this part, I asked participants to take screenshots of their gameplay, so that they can share like things that they noticed, things that they did. And I've been doing that as well. So basically, every time I play a day, I throw interesting screenshots in here and then talk about it during the session. So we finished on day 6 last time, right, Chiwanga? Yeah, okay. So yeah, day 7. Day 7. 8月7日. Oh, by the way, このゲーム、僕の夏休み, it's 31 days. It's basically the full August. And it's really beautiful. I mean, I'm on day 22 now, and the seasons change, the sounds of the bugs change. It's really interesting to get that kind of, oh, this is what Japanese summer is like. I think it's quite interesting. However, there's not that many butterflies flying around. that's one big difference. I'd say that the game is has a lot of butterflies, right?
So,
all right, so let's have a look here. So 8月7日. Words that you noticed, and Chimonga has written some words down here. So Chimonga, talk us through these new words.
View outlet.
So this is like a view, specifically of like scenery.
Scenery.
Yeah, so what you can see out in front of you. Yeah.
And nakoage. Just to do kite flying.
So what have we got here? We got tako, right? That's the actual kite. Yeah.
Kite.
Yeah. And then we've got ageru being the verb to to put it up in the air, I guess. To raise into the air here. Yep. So yeah, tako. Kind of an interesting kanji, right?
Yeah, it's almost like wind.
Yeah. Is it a Joyo kanji? Don't believe I did this during.
I don't think so.
RTK. Yeah.
I don't see it. I don't remember seeing a wanikani. Well, it's not a wanikani. But yeah. I don't think so. It's more like the other one. Is it Nako? Nako. Jinmeiyo.
Yeah, probably not. You got workshop here for Kobo.
Yeah. That one.
Yeah, Kobo. Yeah, workshop. Any other words that? Yeah, I think that's the only.
It's like a bundle of construction, you know.
Yeah, I got a funny story about Kobo. There was when me and my wife got our wedding rings made. It was at this particular place in Tokyo called something Kobo, and I made a mistake and called it the something Boko, which is quite a different word. So yeah, I always remember these two words now because I made a fool of myself in public. You see, that's how you learn languages. You make a fool of yourself and you're like, yeah, I'm not going to do that again. So yeah, boko actually means bladder. This one, yeah, your bladder. So uguisu, nice. Uguisu.
Talked about uguisu no fun.
You
was a shock when I first read that.
Sorry, what was that?
It took me by surprise. Her talking about that at first.
Who was talking about it? Refresh my memory.
Oba-san. About.
Oba-san talked about uguisu.
Uguisu. Uguisu no fun ne. Dashita uguisu. Dashita. Was it uguisu no dashita fun de kao.
白くしてた。白くしてたとか? Is it something like that?
Yeah. To make herself whiter, I guess.
Interesting.
Because, was it Boku asked why she's so white, even though she's working out here every day, working out outside, hanging up clothes every day.
Uguisu no fun. Yeah, that's interesting. Uguisu no